Hello, Seasonal Vantage Insiders, Alex here. So today's date, it is the 14th of October 2024, as usual, a Monday afternoon at about 1:35 p.m. as I'm doing this video. So just a heads up first, okay? I think I mentioned in the Telegram group chat, okay? I will be away from the 23rd of October, okay, 23rd of October until the 1st of November. So I'll be away for a vacation. So most likely I won't be at my desk, or very likely that I won't have a lot of time to look at the market. So which means that 21st next Monday will be the last update before I leave for my holiday, and then very likely or 99% chance that 28th of December, 28th of October, I won't be doing any video update. Okay, if I have the time, maybe I'll do some text update. Okay, like I mentioned, why not you guys? Okay, help me do the job instead. Okay, as a community, my members, help me to scan, to filter, to search what are some of the stocks that we could look at, okay, from next week onward, or on the 28th of October onwards. Okay, can or not? Anyway, okay, yeah, let's head back to the sharing for this week. So let's head back to what we discussed last week. So let's head back to the members area over there. So at the members area, so last week, okay, before the end of the week, I actually sent out the last update for the week, the sector in focus. Okay, later I will share with you. But let's head back to the last Monday, the market updates, okay, for the 7th of October. All right, so all in all, as I mentioned, I'm still more gravitating more towards the upside. Okay, so the key indices as a whole are still going higher. So I mentioned a few stocks over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So personally, okay, I entered into DG, Dollar General, and also the Novo Nordisk, NVO. These are the only two stocks. So for Cencora, I did not enter, even though I think that it was a valid entry. Okay, Novanta and Mineral Technologies. Okay, I did not enter. Okay, I did not enter. Okay, so let's head to the DG first. Okay, this is the S&P 500 chart. Okay, let's head to DG. This is Dollar General. So for the whole of last week, okay, I entered on a Monday. So you can see that price, just grinding down. Okay, it's still hovering at the central pivot range. So it is still holding well. Okay, but not much movement consolidation. So slightly underwater, but I'm still holding on to DG, Dollar General. And the other one, it is actually NVO. This is Novo Nordisk over there. So you can see over here, actually AW actually asked me, okay, whether NVO have any chance of going higher. The price seems to be moving downwards, okay, and such, okay. So I gave the reply is actually, the real answer is I don't know the outcome. Okay, we can only stick to the process, okay, with the seasonal trend in favor with us, the setup, and there's a trigger, and we focus on the reward to risk ratio and let the edge work out. So NVO can get stopped out, okay, and it is fine. It is just another trade for me, and we move on to another trade. Okay, so since I mentioned that, you can see that I actually entered on this day over there on a Monday. On a Monday, you can see this bar over there. So it was a gap up. So I entered on this day, not at the exact high, okay, but somewhere in between. So after that, price did another 2 day of so-called a small pullback and then go higher. So as of now, I am still holding on to this position, and it is I got some profits, but still holding on to it. So most likely, if the MVO is going to go higher, you're going to face resistance area at the lower range of the CPR or at the pivot point, which is the pivot point, okay, at the CPR level, midpoint over there. Okay, so we shall see how it goes. And the other one, it is actually Cencora. I wanted to enter, but somehow on that day itself, you can see that when I first mentioned, right, it was on a Friday. Okay, on Monday, price continued to go down lower, so there was actually no trigger. And then on Tuesday, price broke above the wash line. So technically, okay, we should enter on the Tuesday. I don't know how many actually entered on Cencora. So if you actually entered, right, okay, I believe there would be at least, if you enter here, if you put a stop loss somewhere around here, if the 1.25 ATR, I believe there would be at least 1 hour of profits. Okay, most likely you could be still holding on to it. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, but at this point in time, you should put your stop loss level, okay, to the entry price. So which means that if price really does come down again, it is at most a break even for you, so you won't have any losses for this trade. So it is a guaranteed no loss trade for you. Okay, most likely, okay, you should have at least 1 hour right now. Of course, price actually hit a high and then came back down. Not that bullish, but again, we won't know what's the outcome. So stick to the process. We have a favorable date, we have a setup, we have a trigger, then just follow, okay, and manage the reward to risk ratio and the stop loss level. Okay, and the rest, it is actually the I won't go through that, okay. Novanta and MTX Minerals Technology, I think the price action is not really good, so I did not enter on that. Okay, and for Bitcoin, so I mentioned that. So personally, I entered into Bitcoin as well. Again, this is not for you to copy me. I'm just sharing with you what I do. Again, I need to emphasize that, okay, these are meant for longer term position. So typically, from what I see for this Bitcoin trade, right, most likely to hold until early next year, that kind of thing. So at least about 3 months and above, more for position trade. So this is not for swing trade. So I'm not so mindful about the fluctuation. Every day, take a look at the fluctuation. So I'm not so precise. Unless you are doing swing trade, then you need to be more precise because you are doing a position trade. Okay, to be really honest, your entry level don't have to be so precise, like definitely a wash and rinse trade. If you could, that's the best, but plus minus, I think that is fine because we are holding on for many months. Okay, and as of now, when I first entered, it was about, I think, about here. Okay, then price got a pullback again, then go back up again. So yeah, so don't be so like scared or carried away by the day-to-day fluctuation. If you are doing a position trade, okay, just let the trade work out. Again, we won't know whether the trade will work out or not. So if price really do break below 52,000, okay, then I'll be a bit more worried, okay, for a position trade. But as of now, I think it is still okay. And yeah, again, don't put so much money into crypto or so whatever. You can maybe for position trade, maybe you could allocate a higher sum of money, but okay, always be mindful that you could be wrong. Okay, I repeat, always be mindful that you could be wrong. If you are wrong, okay, are you able to sleep peacefully or not? If you can't, then I believe you are betting too big on the amount already. So maybe you want to lessen your position on that. Okay, all right, so this is what I do. So again, for Bitcoin, all right, it is more for position trade, not for swing trade, not for holding for a few days, that kind of trade, unlike the rest of the typical stocks that we are doing. Okay, so this is for the last week, Monday. And then I mentioned about the crude oil bearish seasonal period over there. So as I mentioned, the reason why it is not inside your data sheet, it is because it is less than 90% win rate. Okay, so in your data sheet, need to have at least 90% then you'll be inside. Because if I add in everything, there'll be too many, stocks, ETF for you to choose. You'll definitely have analysis paralysis one. Okay, so this is for the crude oil, 9 October to 14th of November. Based on the past 12 years, the win rate it is 83%, which means that out of the past 12 years, 10 years it went down during this bearish period, which is actually right now we are in the midst of it. So personally, okay, again, I do have a sell short position on crude oil. Okay, again, if it make a loss, it doesn't matter to me. It's just, and this is more for a swing trade. Okay, so you can see that for crude oil, where is it? Yeah, for crude oil. Okay, so for crude oil, it is this. Okay, when I first entered, it is somewhere during this large candle over there. So right now I'm slightly underwater. So again, as I so-called give a heads up, if you guys actually had some good profits from the oil or the energy sectors, stocks, ETF, for example, you should at least take some profit off the table or fully take your profit now, because I think from when I first mentioned from here, okay, from around here until now, it is quite a decent amount of upside already. Okay, so again, do take profit off the table. So again, we shall see how it goes, but it could go up, it could go down. Of course, sometimes the news will say that there's some Middle East unrest and such of the oil could go up. This is what the media wants to tell us. The actual reason whether it goes up because of the seasonal or because of the unrest of the Middle East war, we won't know. So again, stick to the process. Okay. So this is crude oil. The last but not least, okay, last Friday I talked about the sector in focus, which I'm referring to the IYR. IYR, the alternative equivalent, it is actually the XLRE. This is the SPDR, the real estate sector ETF. So time frame from 15th to October to 20th of November. Data is 10 years, win rate is 90%. So personally, I actually entered into IYR personally. So this is IYR. This is the iShares real estate ETF over there. So you can see over there on the Thursday, there was a wash and rinse trigger. So the wash line, it is actually 98.19. So let's see whether this coming week, okay, price can continue to go higher. Now, of course, the immediate resistance will be at the pivot point there, okay, at about 101. Okay, if price really can go up here, okay, that will be a key resistance level. Okay, that will be a good place for you to take full profit or partial profit. And of course, real estate, the short-term breath was at a low. So we shall see how it goes. Okay, all right, plus the favorable seasonal day. So this is one trade. It is ongoing heading into this week as well. Okay, for this week. Okay, so this is the update for the members area since last week. Okay, so let's head over to the S&P cash index. So based on the spot gamma level, okay, the zero gamma level, it is somewhere around 5775. Okay, thereabout. Okay, so it is at about 5775. Okay, which I put in the horizontal line already. So if price can stay above 5775 thereabout, okay, I believe the uptrend, okay, it is still intact. If price does break below 5575, then we could expect more volatility to come. Okay, so this is just purely on the cash S&P price action. So this is the S&P, and I want you to take a note on this on the election. Okay, for the past 13 election cycles, which is about 50 years. Okay, you can see that so far when I first mentioned about this election cycle chart, it was this pink vertical line in early September. So as of now, you can see that this so-called the roadmap, it is still doing pretty well. You can see that actually in early October, there was a correction, and then after that, a little bit higher. Okay, so if you came back to the October, it is here, right? October. After that, a little bit of correction, and then a consolidation, and then heading higher. So which this part you are actually seeing it is over here. Okay, it's going over here. So most likely, okay, you can see over there it is based on this seasonal chart, right? If it is according to the playbook, okay, by around 20th of October, okay, we should see a peak in the S&P 500. This is during the election year. Okay, remember this is during the election year for the past 13 cycle, which means that this year it is also the election year. So let's see whether this kind of scenario will play out again. And if this scenario plays out, then we can expect to see just before the election, 1 to 2 weeks time, we could see a correction, okay, maybe until the end of October, and just before the election, maybe price head up higher again, and then after the election, then price head down lower again. So we can see that it is not so smooth sailing, okay, until the end of the year. They'll be up and down, okay. Again, this up and down doesn't mean the magnitude of the correction or the sell-off. It just tells you that where is the the peak and the trough. Just use this as a peak and a trough, not to tell you the magnitude of the sell-off. Okay, doesn't mean that price based on this seasonal chart, okay, it has a so-called a very huge sell-off like that. No, just treat it as this could be the peak and this could be the bottom. Okay, can which means that it also coincides with the options expiry. All right, so this is the options expiry for the month of August. So actually this Friday, let me remove that. Let me try to zoom in. So this Friday, 18th of October, it is the OPEX, the options expiry. And as I mentioned, typically, as we head into an OPEX when it is in an uptrend, the market tends to head higher as well until the OPEX. Okay, and again, if there is to be any weakness, then most likely it could be after OPEX, and you can see that it coincides that after the OPEX, right, the date is 20th onwards. So we have a kind of a confluence. Okay, let's see whether it will pan out or not. So for this week, I am still more gravitating more towards the upside, but you need to realize that the upside, the window period, it is not that long already. Okay, we have a pretty short window period. So again, if you want to go long, it is okay, but don't aggressively add in like 5, 10, 20 position, that kind of thing, all going long. If you were wrong, then most likely it could get hit on all your stop loss and all losses. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So again, yeah. So for this coming week, right? I'll be looking from the 13th to 20th for the data sheet. So again, this week is 13th to 20th of the data sheet. Okay, so I just repeat. So most likely for this week, okay, I think we could still see some upside, maybe until about 20th of October plus minus. Okay, then we can see that price might have a correction heading until maybe into the election. Okay, all right. So for this coming week, okay, I won't be looking at the bearish data. Okay, if you want to look at, you can look at it, but I'll be looking at. So my focus will be still on the bullish and the stocks and the ETF as well. So you can see that for the bullish stocks, there are still quite a number. And for the bullish ETF, you can see over there the IYR, the real estate ETF. So you can see it is from 15th of October to 28th of November for the past 10 years. Okay, 9 years it went up, and the average profit is about 4%. Okay, so there are quite a number of ETF over here. You can take a look, but the things that actually caught my attention. Before I go into that, right, I can see that over there, previously I talked about the dollar index, right? Dollar index. I'm not sure how many you actually follow I mentioned during the public Facebook Live as well, you can see that the dollar index, the DXY, it actually, should go higher. It takes some time. You can see that after that, come down a little bit, okay, and then, go down lower, but eventually go higher. I'm not sure how many of you took advantage of that, but again, it is pretty close to what the seasonal does. So once again, for the dollar index this time around, from 18th of October to 14th of November, but the average profit is not that high, okay? But nevertheless, okay, so for the one that I'm looking at will be IYR, the real estate ETF, okay? This is one example. So for this week, there will be additional just two more stocks that I am looking at, okay, for the watch list. One, it is actually Disney, DIS, Walt Disney, DIS. You can see that in the Cloud Plus CPR, you can see that Walt Disney, it is actually a consumer. This is under communication, if I'm not mistaken, communications, okay, XLC, under the sector. After it hit a peak in the early 2024, price was in a downtrend, okay, and you can see that last month was the first month in many months that price was above the central pivot range, okay, and it broke above the daily cloud as well. And right now we are actually heading back to the CPR at the cloud level here, trying to find a support or the base over here. So you can see that the wash line, was actually on the this Friday low, okay, last Friday low, I mean 2 weeks ago. This was the bar on 7th of October where price closed lower than the previous day low. The previous day low, it is at 93.89. 93.89. Okay, so after that, okay, you can see that last week, okay, price just consolidate, didn't break lower, and just hovering at the CPR over here. And then on a Friday, okay, 11th of October, price closed above the wash line at 93.89. So let's see whether this coming week, okay, price for Walt Disney, DIS, can continue higher or not. Okay, this is for Walt Disney. Another one that I'm looking at, it is actually XLU. This is overall the sector. You can see that XLE previously was actually in a very nice uptrend. Okay, XLU is the best performing sector for the year, even outperforming the tech and the financial as well, which is I think not many people expected. So it's only in hindsight, okay, then you will know. It is quite hard for you to like right in the midst of 2024 and just right all the way up. Quite difficult, okay, to be really honest, okay. And most people won't buy into XLU because it's not a sexy kind of sector. Okay, unlike you talk about AI, technology, that kind of thing, all these gas lah, electricity lah, water lah, it's not sexy lah, okay. But nevertheless, there was after a while there is a pullback back to the central pivot range over there. So this is XLU, and the short-term market breadth, it is at a low for XLU. But I won't be looking at just the overall ETF. But of course, if you want to just trade the ETF, you can do that. I'm looking at a specific stock called the SWX. SWX, this is Southwest Gas Holding. Southwest Gas Holding over there. So again, the main utility it is focusing on, it is gas distributor over there. So I actually forget to mention about the Walt Disney. So just now the Walt Disney, is at the stock. DIS for Walt Disney. DIS Walt Disney. Okay, it is here from 15th of October to 21st of November. For the past 11 years, 10 years, it went higher. and it is under XLC Communication Media, and the average profit is about 7%. So the next one that I'm looking at is SWX, Southwest SWX. Okay, this is a utilities company, SWX, from 15th of October to 5th of November. Again, for the past 10 years, 11 years, 10 years, it went higher, and the average profit is about 4%. Okay, so you can see over there, it is a little bit more choppy. Okay, a little bit more choppy. Okay, but I think the price action still looks okay to me. So there is a after an impulse move, there's a complex pullback over there, and then make a ABC two-legged move pullback lah. Okay, and then you can see that it is at the CPR level now. Okay, and also there is also a wash and rinse trigger. So the day where price closed lower than the previous day low was on the Wednesday. So the previous day low was on the Tuesday, 8th of October. That the price was low, it is 73.42. 73.42. Okay, so on Friday, there was a trigger and price closed above the wash line at 73.42. So let's see whether this coming week price can continue to go higher or not. So for this week, as of what I scanned through, I only have these two stocks that's in my watch list. First is Disney, DIS, and second is Southwest Gas, it is SWX. Once again, we can make use of the members over there. If you find any other stocks that looks interesting to you, okay, or you have any ideas, do mention in the members areas comment section. Okay, I really like to see what you guys have other ideas instead of always just me providing the ideas. Okay, all right. As I mentioned, as a person, one person cannot catch everything alone. Okay, so with that, I think that's all for today. Once again, tonight there will be a public Facebook Live and YouTube live stream as well. So for more updates on the market, and do stay tuned to the live stream tonight at 10:30 p.m. So with that, thanks so much and see you again. Bye-bye.